Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. It's the show that after 2 weeks of multiple health screens and asking everyone to quarantine, I surprised my closest inner circle with a trip to a private island where we could pretend that things were just normal for a brief moment in time. Look, I realize this meme is already a week old by the time you watch this, but my co-writer insisted on this for the intro because no one got his reference on Twitter. Can someone name the island in the comments so he'll just shut up already? All right, let's start with some hot takes. Looks like Marcus Jordan's Trophy Room store has an Air Jordan 1 collab on the way. We've only got leaked images so far that give the Air Jordan 1 a worn-in vintage feel with the facsimile signature on the heel. It's a neat look, and having Marcus's touch gives it a personal vibe. But I wonder what the process was like with Trophy Room getting another collab. Like, does Marcus just come over for dinner and ask, "Hey Pops, I was wondering if we could," and MJ responds with, "Hell no." And Marcus goes, "But Dad," like he's a teenager again trying to borrow one of the Ferraris because he has a hot date? I don't know. The Air Jordan 4 Fire Red got a shock drop on sneakers this past week ahead of the reported Black Friday release. And it looks like a lot of people were actually able to score a pair like myself, which means they probably made millions of shoes, and this won't be too hard to get on Thanksgiving weekend. But when we tried to look up the reason why they chose Tuesday, October 27th, we couldn't really find one. Michael Jordan didn't score 40 points on opening night in 1988 or 89 or anything like that, so it was probably an opening night surprise for the new season that hasn't happened yet. It got me to thinking. What if Sneakers app is actually a self-aware, sentient being that knows every time you've taken an L and how much you complain on social media and only lets you win when you're, quote, nice? These are the things we think about when we're stuck at home for weeks on end. Also, wear your mask and social distance, people. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning their first World Series in 32 years. Granted, they would have won earlier if there weren't a bunch of cheaters out there, but that's neither here nor there. What matters is that LA is Titletown, USA. Hopefully this will teach the Los Angeles Angels south of the 5 freeway next to Disneyland that's still closed adjacent to Newport Beach that there's really only one real team here in the city, and it's the one that will celebrate with fireworks and car donuts.
Oh, his car caught fire. Oh!
Celebrate at home, people. No matter how bad some people want it. And of course, congratulations to Magic Johnson, who now has a World Series ring, 10 rings with the Lakers between being a player and part owner, and a ring when he was owner of the Sparks. I didn't know that off the top of my head. I just got that from his humble brag tweet. I swear, I think Magic's Twitter account is just a simple algorithm that tweets box scores, lukewarm sports takes, and trending topics while also pulling from his Wikipedia whenever something cool happens to him. There's just a big do not post area when it comes to the Magic Hour, though. Speaking of championships, four-time champ LeBron James, aka the guy who led the Lakers to their 17th banner in franchise history, is focusing on his More Than a Vote campaign, and that includes a special edition of The Shop featuring President Barack Obama. I haven't had a chance to watch the show, but I really hope LeBron gives Beijing Barry, his self-given nickname, not mine, a hard time about Rajon Rondo. If you don't remember, there's a story in Shaquille O'Neal's book that claims Kevin Garnett told him a story about then President Obama clowning Rondo for not being a stellar shooter and that it bothered Rondo for nearly a decade. Man, 2020, right? If you had told me in 2010 after Lakers beat the Celtics for their 16th championship that in 10 years I would be asking LeBron to defend Rondo to President Obama because he was a big part of championship number 17, I would say, wait, it takes us 10 years to win another one? Lakers exceptionalism, baby. Qualtrics founder Ryan Smith has bought the Utah Jazz and their stadium with seemingly the ease I have buying a pair on the Nike app. Not the sneakers app, the Nike's app. Anyway, in his bio, Smith claims to be a sneakerhead, so that led me down the rabbit hole of his social media, and I found Dior Jordans, 72 and 10 Jordan 11s, white cement Jordan 3 Golfs, and even customized Cactus Jack 4s. Something tells me I don't want to get into a sneaker battle with a billionaire. Or do I? I'm calling you out, Ryan. Name the time, Zoom meeting number, and password, and I'm there. So, the Nike Kyrie 7, it's almost here, and it's rolling out in the most Kyrie way possible. But it could also be a hint at what Nike might have in store in the future for sneakerheads that don't just look at their sneakers as just, well, sneakers, but collectibles. On November 11th, the Nike Kyrie 7 is dropping in 4 different preheat colorways, each representing a different subset of Kyrie's interest, including movies, music, sport, and creative expression. And if you've ever had the chance to talk to Kyrie, or at the very least, followed his sneaker history, you'll know all 4 play such a huge role. His Uncle Drew persona is a combination of influences from both his life and film, and you've seen the old school white and blue kicks on multiple models. His commercials for Nike and other brands are filled with music cues that you know come from a very deep love of different genres of artists like Michael Jackson. Not to mention, the most underrated Kyrie 2 colorway is the karaoke. Like his idol Kobe Bryant, Kyrie draws from a number of muses in sports for inspiration, and that includes homages like the Mamba Mentality Kyrie 3 or the multiple Duke colorways despite playing like 2 games in college.
He said he wants to donate 50 grand to his charity if we play one-on-one. It's on the table though, me and Kobe, one-on-one.
And then there's creative expression, which is Kyrie's game in a nutshell, and is the reason why you see so many esoteric collaborations for his signature shoes that you just won't see anywhere else. The preheat rollout for the Kyrie 7 is the next step in that, and chances are it's going to be the most controversial. That's because Nike is going to release the 4 preheat colorways only to people who have, quote, participated in past Kyrie launches via sneakers will have a chance to purchase a pair. Not only that, they are releasing them mystery box style, meaning you won't know which colorway you got until you actually unbox the package. That's basically gambling. Like, what if you only like the icons of sport colorway? Assuming each colorway was made in equal numbers and the process of which box Nike sends you is truly random, you have at best a 25% chance of getting it. What if you're a diehard Kyrie fan and want to own all 4 preheats? That means you have to buy 4 mystery boxes, and the odds of getting all 4 without doubles is very low. Or what if one of the colorways is harder to get than the rest? For example, what if for every 10 pairs there are 3 icons of sport, 3 expressions, 3 sound waves, and 1 special effects? What does that do for the chase to get one, and does it affect the resale value? It's a risky move by Nike to get into the mystery box world, but if there's one signature athlete that fits this type of risk-taking, it would be Kyrie. Now, it's unconfirmed if Irving had anything to do with the mystery box aspect of the release, but this is definitely the most high-profile attempt by Nike at this point for a launch, because they've done this before to varying degrees. There was the Air Jordan 9 baseball glove in 2017 that represented the 2 minor league teams that Michael Jordan played for in 1994 during his first retirement. Wrapped in foil packaging like a pack of baseball cards, you didn't know if you were going to get either the black or the brown colorway, and the word was the brown colorway was the rarer of the 2. To illustrate the excitement of opening a pack and the frustration of not getting what you wanted, here's friend of the channel, former Simpson, from 3 years ago.
The moment of truth. Son of a... I wanted the brown. Now I'm a little salty.
Now imagine that on a bigger scale, since this is the debut of the Kyrie 7. At $140 a pop, it's like the gamble of sports cards. Although if we were talking about basketball cards, $140 for a box of anything that came out this year is a steal right now. We'll save the craziness of that world for another episode. Anyways, will sneakerheads embrace this newish concept? That's the question. Mystery box culture can be fun. I mean, certain parts of the collectible world is built on the mystery of not knowing what you're going to get. There's the joy of getting something that's ultra rare that you can savor and cherish for your stash, or sell something you actually want. And then there's the pain and agony of striking out and getting nothing valuable, or a double of something you already have. Look at Funko Pops and Pokemon cards. People will pay hundreds of dollars for the chance to pull a shiny Charizard, or wait in line for hours at Comic-Con to get an exclusive pop. Are sneakers enough of a collectible now that it warrants that kind of treatment? Yes, to a degree. Sneakers of a certain type and brand have always been collectible, but are we into the random chaos that mystery boxes inspire? Like, what if Jordan Brand offered a $500 mystery box, and in it you had a 10% chance to get a pair of Breads or Royals, or maybe an exclusive collab, but the flip side is that 90% of the time you'll get a Jordan mid. Would you take that chance? How often would you take that chance? Nike has their Adventure Club subscription service for kids where they deliver new kicks as often as once a month to once every 3 months. Would you be interested in a grown-up version of that, where each month there's a themed box and inside is an exclusive colorway of a signature shoe, and in some boxes there's a rarer variant? Like, one month it could be Nike Lebron 18s, and the next month it could be Zoom Freak 2s or Adapt BBs. What if it's like trading cards and people don't open their boxes and save them for a rainy day or for the perfect chance to resell them on eBay? Like, The same way people hang on to 86 Fleer basketball boxes with the Jordan rookies, someone is going to wait 20 years before they open their Jordan mystery box from December 2020. Of course, the difference there is that the cards probably won't crumble to dust like sneakers if they're well taken care of, but that's neither here nor there. There's so much possibility here for Nike to open things up and make their hype sneakers even more of a collectible than it already is. Or this could backfire on them so spectacularly with the Kyrie 7 that they never try it again because so many people are going to complain that they didn't get that colorway that they want. Either way, I'm going to be super curious to see what the reaction to this is going to be by the sneaker community. Something tells me that they're not going to be happy, but I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments below where you stand on mystery sneaker boxes. And now for a prepared statement from my co-writer who has something to say about TV ratings being down for all sports and the people who use that to justify their political stances.
Who gives a shit? I mean, seriously, when I was watching the finals or the World Series, you know what I was hoping for? That some Twitter clown who doesn't watch sports was actually watching so the ratings would go up. Whoa. What matters is that my Lakers and my Dodgers were there and they won. People who start arguments with, but TV ratings are just trolls who have no joy and wonder in their lives. Like, I watch even more anime than Jacques. You think I care if a few dozen or a few thousand people have been here in the States? No. Wake me up when the NBA ratings are so bad it's gonna go out of business. Matter of fact, tell it to the guy who just bought the Jazz for $1.6 billion. Pretty sure he wouldn't be dropping that kind of bag if go woke, get broke was a real thing. Go back to Jacques.
And now it's time for the heat check, this week's most anticipated releases, which we don't actually have a lot of as of this recording, and I think I know why, but more on that later. First up, we have the Adidas Don issue number 2, Utah Jazz. These are on the first for $110. This new colorway of the Don number 2 takes us back to the 80s and 90s uniforms that the Jazz wore with John Stockton and Karl Malone. Hey, remember when Karl Malone was a Laker? I try to forget really, but wouldn't it be great if Donovan came to the Lakers someday? Huh? Just saying. I'm just saying it's nice out here, Donovan. Then we have Star Wars and Adidas Mandalorian collection. These are on the 4th. Celebrating the season 2 premiere of the hit Disney Plus show, Adidas Originals has got sneakers for Mando, Baby Yoda, the child, and the elusive Darksaber. Sadly, there's no Grief Cargo colorway that just says Mando. Maybe next time, Adidas. Then we have the Shoe Palace New Balance 997S Great White on November 5th. This is based on great white sharks found around the shores of Northern California. It's a rather subdued collab considering the influence. I do like the touch of splashing waves on the New Balance in though. Haven't seen a lot of collabs play around with that New Balance logo enough now that we think about it. Then we have the Adidas ZX 5000, the Miami University. These are on the 6th for $140. I told you we were digging deep with this week's drops. This pair is based on the U, featuring the team's orange and green colors on the heel counter, which is conveniently shaped like a U. It's like they plan these things ahead. Then we have my pick of the week, which is the Nike LeBron 18 Los Angeles by Day. These are on the 6th for $180. I love the casual look of these, and considering LA is the center of the sports world right now, you know, since we're champs in 2 sports and whatnot, it could not come at a better time. And now for a heat check on the latest in the battle for video game hypebeast supremacy. See, last week, Sony announced that Travis Scott is joining PlayStation as a strategic creative partner. So, does that mean he can't do concerts on the Xbox version of Fortnite or nah? Anyways, this is yet to be the latest in Travis Scott's collabs that are pushing him more and more into the mainstream as if he wasn't mainstream enough already. Between McDonald's, Nike, Reese's Puff Cereal, and PlayStation, you have to be a peculiar kind of old man or woman to not know who Cactus Jack is at this point. But this is less about Travis and more about PlayStation. So does this mean we're getting limited edition PS5s with Cactus Jack branding? That'd be dope. Are those dunks that were teased in the announcement video going to be available only if you get a platinum trophy in Bug Snacks, which is a game that is, well, look at it.
Oh, whoa, Philbo.
Whoa! Darn Bunger! Get out of here!
I can already see it now. The PS5 is not going to be an easy thing to find between now and the holidays, but then add Travis shilling for the console, and you're gonna have the same kids who were yelling, "It's lit!" at poor McDonald's servers, now trying to tear down posters at Best Buy while also programming bots to get the limited edition PS5 or dunks. Are the video game kids, who already deal with so much nonsense in their community, ready for the influx of hypebeast? And what if Xbox counters with Drake or those elusive green and black Jordans? We might not realize it yet, but I think this next generation of video game console wars is gonna be lit. I give the PlayStation announcement 6 DualSense controllers out of 8 Cactus Jack dunks. I swear, These ratings all make sense in my head. And now for this week's Hard Pass, where we take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Like saying your vote doesn't count, because it does. It always counted. Look, you already know the stakes, and you have no doubt heard the hype. This is the most important election of our lifetime. I'm not gonna yada yada that away this time because it is true. So much is at stake on November 3rd that my hope is that if you haven't voted, you're at least registered by now and have given strong consideration to doing so in the next few days. Even the sneaker brands have conceded this week to the election with a lack of super hype drops because even they know there's a lot on the line. What I'm not going to do is get on my soapbox to tell you who to vote for or what propositions you need to say yes or no to. I think if you've watched any of my content lately, you probably have a good idea of where I lean. And besides, if you've been any kind of online for the past 4 years, you have no doubt seen what has been going on in this country. And point blank, you either like what's going on or you don't. Your mind is already made up. I think those who say they're undecided are just milking it for attention now, like Sneakerheads on IG who post mirror selfies with their wall of dead stock ones from all the way back to 2018 and act like they can't decide what to rock. I have people that I know who have voted in the same direction like I have, and people that I have the utmost respect for are voting in a different direction. And you know what? That didn't discourage me in the least bit. By voting, they earned the right to be a part of the conversation. I'll deal with my feelings about them later, but right now, the only thing that matters is the job, and to quote a famous saying lately around here in LA, job's not finished. I mean, if for nothing else, you get to flex on IG with the I voted sticker and show off your matching sneakers. By the way, I know I teased the Air Jordan 1 Mid quite a bit on this show, but if you're looking for an underrated gem, the Jordan 1 Mid Election Day from 2012 is a solid pickup if you can find it for a good price. Look, I doubt a sneaker unboxing video or an episode of Hard Pass is going to influence your choices. All I'm saying is that if you want to complain about how your country, your state, your city, how they're going, you better vote so you can let your voice be heard in a way that can actually affect change. And if your side takes the proverbial L like you do on Saturdays with the Sneakers app, then you have the voice that can demand the change that you want to see so the outcome can be different next time. All right, that's gonna do it for this week's show. I wanna thank you guys for watching Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week, but not before I show you a certified badass who is really about that salesman life.
Woo! What's up, guys? My name's Brody, and I'm here to tell you about my Dodge Challenger Hellcat. This thing's packing a 6.2 just like me. These rotors right here are bigger than my ego. As you notice, it's got red seatbelts dyed with the blood of Mustang owners. Haters would call this thing a boat, but that's because it floats right past them. Mopar, baby.
Yeah, he had me at Mopar. I'll see you next week.